Come in.
Hi, Mr. Gitch. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
How are you?
Doing well.
Awesome. Well, I'm so glad you can meet with me today. I love talking to you. Always get a kick out of our conversations.
You're a lot of fun.
Thanks. So, from my understanding, we only have about 20 minutes today, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, my day is pretty loaded today. I wish I had more time, but we'll meet up some other time.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Well, anyway, that actually gives us a good opportunity to kind of treat this as a really professional sales pitch, so you can get a feel of what that would be like in the future. Okay, so I would like to kind of just lay out our agenda for the things I wanted to talk about in our 20 minutes. I would like to look at some areas of improvement for Dentsply. Based on our conversations, I've kind of uncovered some things. Also, how I and NetSuite could better assist you guys, and maybe kind of what some opportunities could be for us in the future.
Okay.
Sound all right to you?
That sounds great.
Okay, perfect. So, is it all right if I take notes today?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay. I'm going to use some other notes from the past as well, but keep the notes all together so that way I can reference them in the future in any future conversations that we have. So.
All
right. So, kind of based on our previous conversations and the notes that I've taken, the three problems that I kind of uncovered were the fact that your sales reps and your district managers spend a lot of time reporting. You don't really currently Dentsply doesn't have a central tracking system for their dental practices. And finally, that your new equipment, dentist equipment, is not selling its projected numbers. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's kind of dive into each problem individually and kind of uncover that a little bit more. So the first problem, it takes about 2 hours for you said it takes about 2 hours for your reps to report and perform certain admin tasks, while it takes your district managers 10 hours to consolidate those reports and send them on to you. Let me ask you some questions about this kind of issue. Would it affect, or what effect would you say that this has on your company as a whole long term?
Yeah, so obviously it affects each rep because the rep's main priority is selling their products.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we don't want to just have a team of salespeople. We want people that know our product and have bought into the core values that we believe in. And so with them spending so much time on reporting, that really draws away from time that they could be doing other things from. But the reporting is also important, and so we got to make sure we get that right so that their managers and myself can make correct decisions and have all the information we need when we're making those decisions.
Right.
So then when you get up to the rep level, to the district manager level, the DMs, they're spending about 10 hours a week on their reporting, and that's too much time.
Right.
And so it distracts from their area, but again, it's something we have to get right. And so I'd say it just it's a drag on the company.
Okay.
It's making us less efficient.
Yeah. So, wow, after all of that, would you say that it would be useful to have a way to cut down that time that your sales reps and your DMs spend reporting?
Definitely. Time is money, and we really encourage our district managers to invest themselves with their sales reps and really monitor their careers and make sure that they're making they'll have a better perspective having worked as a rep for the decisions that reps need to make for their careers long term.
Okay, perfect. So, the next problem that I would like to address is that currently Dentsply has no central tracking system for their dental practices, and in the past you've tried different CRMs, but none of them have gained corporate support, right?
Yes.
Okay. So do you think that ever leads to errors in communication or organization within the company?
Yes, and let me see. We have so many individual practices that we call on, and while they're all similar, they're all unique, and you need to respect the fact that each client is unique. And so without a centralized system, we found that it's difficult to have multiple reps calling on the same practice because the information isn't always compatible with each rep using kind of their own makeshift system of reporting their sales numbers. It's really just led to a great deal of miscommunication. Also, we've had instances where people use the wrong information for branches using their own system.
Oh, wow. Okay. So could a more efficient way of tracking your dental practices, such as a CRM, that we could actually get corporate support behind, do you think that would be a benefit to your company?
I do think it'd be a benefit, but every time I bring up having something like this, the reps really give me a lot of pushback from it. They say, that they don't see the real need for it, and so I really have trouble getting everyone on board and everyone buying into it. Because, if I'm going to spend the money to bring in a CRM system, I'm not going to just spend money if it's not going to get used. If they say they're not going to use it, then I kind of challenge them and say, well, find me a better solution. So do you know any ways to get people more on board?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely understand their concerns. That's come up in the past before with implementing NetSuite, and huge organizations is getting everyone on board. But I'm glad you asked that question. You told me before in one of our previous conversations that a lot of your dental practices that you guys sell to also don't have a CRM. So if you guys are already very credible, you're leading in your industry with top-notch equipment, but if you guys wanted to add an extra bonus to Dentsply, it would be adding on the CRM, a top-notch CRM, which would be NetSuite. So I think that would be a very added feature. Awesome added feature to you guys to be a more inclusive company. You can provide everything to your dental practices, and so with leading in your industry of that and adding the CRM, it'd be very beneficial for your reps to teach what they practice when they're going to the dental supply or the dentist office. They can teach that because they practice it. And in other words, they're using the CRM, so they have a better understanding when they're trying to sell it to the dentists. So do you think that would be beneficial to them, or what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I do think that would be beneficial. I think they would definitely be more comfortable selling something if they knew the ins and outs of it. If they understand how it will help a business in the long run, then they'll be more comfortable selling that rather than just, displaying the new stuff that the CRM can do.
Right. Which is what I was hoping to get at, so that's good. The last final problem that I would like to look at is kind of probably, in my opinion, maybe your opinion, the most concerning is that your new products that you guys were really excited, really gung-ho about are not selling as well as they were projected. So how often does this cause the sales reps to feel discouraged and frustrated with their selling capabilities?
It's been really present. Just kind of there was a lot of excitement. We knew that this product was coming down the line, and people started gearing up for it. And then when it launched in July, just the numbers have not been great. I know a lot of people were hoping to pad their Christmas bonuses with sales from this new product line, but it's just not been received the way we anticipated, and it's kind of baffling because, this is the biggest thing to hit the dental industry since Novocaine.
Yeah, it sounds incredible.
This is the sliced bread of dental tools.
Yeah. Well, is it important to you that your sales reps are well trained and have the confidence that they need to sell the product more effectively?
Yes, we invest heavily in training because like I said earlier, we don't just want a salesperson. We want someone who's invested in this company. As I told you when we first met, my great-grandfather started this company in Austria, and it's been in the family ever since. It's still headquartered in Austria.
Wow.
And so we want people who buy into our core values and believe in healthy teeth.
That's awesome. You got to believe in what you're selling, right? So thank you for walking through those problems with me. I would like to look at what I can do, or kind of show you what I can do to address all of these problems. For problem 1, you stated that basically need a more efficient way of reporting for your sales reps and your district managers. Well, the NetSuite CRM is a leading cloud solution, and it's been proven to improve sales performance through the use of its forecasting and reporting capabilities. In just one moment, I can demo that for you. How does that sound so far?
Yeah, that sounds great. I'm excited to see the demo.
Awesome. Okay. Now, if there's pushback initially with your sales reps, like you said, it's kind of hard to get that support. Just remind them that time is money. And right off the bat, they're going to be saving a lot of time with this new CRM. So they may not see the benefits long term yet, but they'll definitely see them right off the bat with saving time.
Mm-hmm.
For problem 2, the NetSuite CRM provides a 360 view of its customers. So that basically means that it provides information to your sales reps about the customer through the entire customer life cycle. All right, so they're going to have that available to them right away, and this is a huge advantage of not only knowing the product that they're selling by you guys using NetSuite, but also knowing the customer that they're selling to. Do you think that they would appreciate this sort of system?
Yeah, I do. I think they would appreciate that a lot.
Okay, good. For problem 3, not with the equipment not selling to its projected numbers, I would like to offer my own expertise and advice as a bonus to you guys purchasing NetSuite. I've been in this business for a long time, and I can provide your sales reps, I believe, with a new innovative way of selling and taking a different approach to your dentists and dental practices. If you would like, I could give you kind of a quick sales pitch of what that would look like.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah? Okay. So you walk in, you'll be the dentist and I'll be the dent supply rep. Always come in with a professional introduction. I always like to have a business card. You and I know each other. You already might have my business card. But kind of come in with a business card, lay out while you're here, your agenda, the things you hope to accomplish. And that always sets the ground for it. So then start off by talking about the company a little bit more and getting to know it. So let's dive in. Hi, I'm Samantha. Nice to meet you. Thank you for meeting with me today.
I'm Gitch.
Okay, so currently, how many staff do you employ at your dental practice?
It's me and my partner, and then we have 5 hygienists that support us.
Okay, so 7 total?
Mm-hmm.
All right, does your staff have a problem, would you say, with calling out due to health concerns?
Yeah, each hygienist calls out about 11 times a year due to health.
Okay. What effect would you say that this has on your business?
Well, it's tough because if someone calls out, we normally don't get that call until about 9. Then we have to put in a request with a staffing agency for a floating hygienist. There are floaters who are normally willing to go within about a 10-mile radius of where they live. They're normally retired, and so they're not as reliable as the staff that we have, and we can normally only get one about 50% of the time, and they're normally in by, if they're getting the call at 9:45, they're only in by 11 at best, normally noon, 12:30.
Wow. So what value is lost when you have to pay this floater?
Well, when we only get them about 50% of the time, and then we have to pay them a 50% premium, So it's very inconvenient when
Yeah.
someone has to call out.
Yeah, it sounds like it. So are there any implications that come from when you have to reschedule those 10 appointments?
Yeah, so we have to fit in those appointments during other days, which really is hard on me because I have to see more clients in a day.
Mm-hmm.
The hygienists, we can normally schedule it and get them clean, but then when I have to go do the rounds and check up on everything, it really puts a strain on me in particular. Plus, we lose about 30% of those. They just go to different dentists when we have to reschedule because, I mean, they, like me, they have other things going on, and
Mm-hmm.
we had an agreed schedule, and some around here, some people take that very seriously.
Yeah, that would make sense. Would you say that it would be useful to you in your business to have a certain type of equipment that would help your hygienists with their health issues instead of hurting them?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, okay. So, end our role play. So that kind of is how we lay out a typical sales pitch. Is get to know your dental practice with situational questions. Dive right in, ask more. We only asked a few just to give you an idea, but dive in, get to know them, and then ask problem questions. That allows them to really think about, yeah, this is really going on in my business, and it comes to the forefront. And then implication questions really hit them hard because I think it puts value to what the problem is. And then need payoff is your opportunity to get them interested in what you're offering. So then you can slide in and say, yeah, I have this awesome dent supply equipment that could help your hygienist. So I would like to now demo back to NetSuite kind of what that could do for you, and then how you could see how it would be beneficial to the dental practices as well.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, perfect.
Here's your laptop.
Thank you. Okay. All right, so when you pull up NetSuite right away, you can see that it has these tabs right here. So if you go and click right there on the Sales Marketing tab.
Okay.
At the top. There you go. So that's going to pull up your customer dashboard, okay? So right there is what your sales reps could use to get all their information on their customer. Right here has what items they like. Right here on the right, it has all of their client data. So if you ever need, when they're open, their email, who they're partnered with, anything like that, it's all right there. And then it keeps your invoices records very put all together, very organized. How does that look?
This is interesting.
Do you definitely think that would address the problem of your sales reps knowing more about their customers and having it all right there for them?
I think so.
Okay, great. So then if you come right over here to this tab.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, this one. There we go. This is actually a demo of our new app that we have on NetSuite that you can get on your phone that I am actually going to use after we leave our meeting. This allows your sales reps to track to log their calls right away. So after I leave this, I can log mine, and then you can pull this up and you can see the average time that they spend and how many calls are that they have to log still, and that gives your district managers actually kind of an advantage of staying on top of their sales reps. They can come in and say, okay, like I see that you on average spend 20 minutes on a call. Let's see what we can do to make those 20 minutes more efficient. So they can definitely use that. How does that look?
Wow. So this right on the rep's phone, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's all right there for them. There's tons of other features that they could play around with that are definitely beneficial to them, but that certainly addresses your issue of taking so long to log, to report and log. It's right here.
Okay.
All right. So, very user friendly. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Set this aside. So kind of what I would like to do moving forward is give you guys NetSuite as a trial run. I really like you guys to be comfortable with the product and really get a feel for it. So we'll do a trial for 3 months, and then moving forward, it's $129 a month. Does that sound good?
Yeah, it does.
Perfect. All right, here's the contract, and right away, right off the bat, you'll get my consultation, my mentoring, and we can set meetings up with your sales reps.
Awesome.
Sign right there at the bottom for me. Perfect. Well, Gitch, it's always a pleasure meeting with you. I love talking to you, and we'll be in touch soon with setting this all up and getting the logistics handled.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.